Hey, good afternoon, family. It's your girl. Wow, how's everybody doing this morning? Thanksgiving is over. Now we got to get ready for Christmas. But, boy, this morning I've been thinking about this forgiveness thing and how to conquer it. You know, forgiveness is hard. When somebody offends you or they hurt you, it's a hard one. And I know that was the first thing. Hey, Jackson, how you doing? Hey, Shamanica. I hope everybody's holiday was good. Hi, Angela. But like I'm saying, this forgiveness thing is something else. I was laying here like thinking about forgiveness and how do we really know if we've forgiven somebody? It's hard for me right now because I was laying here just thinking about some people in my life. Hi, Barry. Hey, Nay. Some people in my life that I need to forgive. I don't think you can even really move on through your process without forgiveness because, God forgives us over and over and over again, so how could we not forgive people? But that thing is hard when somebody hurts you. And I'm just really, and I know I'm not by myself with the forgiveness thing because it's like when somebody hurts you, it's like, you know, sometimes it can even cause hate. I was thinking about so many different things that you have to forgive people for. Thinking about, mothers and families that are out there that have to forgive the person that had murdered their child or killed their child or their family member. How do we really forgive people? And I know that that's probably one of the most difficult ones to do, but I don't know if I struggle in that area because, first of all, I don't know who killed my children. So I haven't had the opportunity to identify with that yet. But I know one day, I will get justice. And it's not free with what they've done, but forgiving them is not even something that I ever think about because first of all, I want to know who did it. And, but forgiving people that's in your life that you love is my struggle, because I can say I forgive them, but do I really forgive them? Because it's still that little piece in your heart that goes, ugh, I don't want to be around this person anymore. I can go on with life without ever seeing this person again. So do you really forgive them when you still feel like that? And, that's one of my big things because of a lot of the stuff that I went through, I have to forgive, especially my mom. She's deceased now, but have I really forgiven my mom? Being an innocent child brought in this world. God don't make mistakes, but can you forgive that person that hurt you? And I know that my stuff comes from way from in my mama's womb, the rejection, and you know, trying to prove my love to her all the years that I did, and still doubted if my mother loved me. I still doubt that today. But have I forgiven her even in her death? I took care of her to the end because that's how I loved her. But am I even capable of forgiving? And how do I know when I've forgiven her? That's really been I've been trying to process that. And it's a trip because how do you know when you've really forgiven somebody? And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels like that. But it's necessary to move on and to move forward. And I want to forgive. I want to forgive my mother first because that's the root of everything that I've been through in my life. It started with her. And everything else that happened, a lot of stuff I allowed to happen to myself because I think that's all I thought I deserved. But I remember being a child and always wanting to be happy, and growing up, you know, wanting to be happy. But how how do we know if we're happy when you're so used to being sad and you're so used to things taking you down? And in my latter years, you know, I am really reaching. I'm reaching for that happy place and to be settled within Stephanie and being able to look in the mirror and say, I love you. I love you. I love myself. You know, like I was talking about that little girl inside of us, you know, how we need to learn that little child, because it's not just women that feel like that. You know, it's probably even worse for men because men don't know how to express it. But, you know, when we love ourselves, we don't allow, you know, things in our life that's going to hurt us. But sometimes I think we act like what we think of ourselves, you know, even if we saying we love ourselves, but we look at some of the things and situations that we get ourselves in, you know, do we really love ourselves? You know, how does a little girl or a child that doesn't get love really know how to love anybody? Even God. How do you know how to love God when you weren't taught that love? You know, we can speak love. I love you all day, but love is an action word. And I know I've heard a lot of people with my inability to love because of fear. And, you know, I'm going to have to really do some real soul searching and really seeking God's face for this, because I want to forgive. I want to be empty. I want that part inside of me to be empty and free. Holly Boone, oh my goodness. What is going on? I see. How you doing, Oak? Hey, George. Hey, Tammy. Hi, Rita. I said hi to you, Shamanica, already. But you know that forgiveness thing is deep. You know, it's deep when somebody has hurt you and tried to, you know, tear you apart. How do you forgive that person? How do you forgive somebody that harmed you and really know that you've really forgiven them? You know, we could say all day, we can read a scripture and we could say all day, you know, the word of God and all of that, but it takes more than just, you know, I just, I don't know, you know, I don't know. It's one that I have to process, and I have to really search my heart, you know, because I like to love, but truly, how can I really love when I haven't been taught how to love? You know, but you know that thing inside of you that hates to see other people hurt. And I believe that that's where the love from me comes from, because I never want to see somebody go through what I went through. And it has made me a person that has empathy, you know. And I was talking to my ex today, and he really thinks that me and him can get back together, and I'm just like, you know, when a person show you who they are, you gotta believe them. And you know, life is too short to be unhappy. And I felt like, you know, a lot of people thought I was crazy when I left and moved to Detroit. You know, I met this man online. I don't know if I ever shared this, but I met him online on a dating site. And I was hurting so bad. And he said all the right things. And I was so hurt, you know, sitting here, you know, living in an apartment that my mom died in. You know, every time I pull out of here, I drive by the place where my baby was laying out on the street. So I just isolated myself in his house, and he had good conversation, enough conversation to make me do something that I never done. I never moved out of the state. I, I don't know if I ever lived with a guy. They've lived with me, but I did something that I never did before, and that's how much I was hurting. Anything was better than what I was feeling, and like I was telling him, I came out there. The first thing I asked him was, "Can you protect my heart?" And when you want something, hey Leslie, hey Jazzy, when you want something, and you think the other person wants the same thing, we both took a gamble because he didn't really know who I was and I really didn't know who he was. But I was honest about me being broken, and I just lost my second child, and I just needed something new. And so I took the chance. I went to his town, and it was horrible. It was some good stuff because he's a good guy, but it was some stuff that was new to me. So wanting to get back with me is really it's sad. Because like I told him, I said, you had me. You had, I came in, took care of your household, took care of your your daughter, and I felt empty. He wasn't able to deal with the loss, with my grief. He wasn't able to deal with that, and I know the man that God has for me is going to have to be able to deal with that, because this is life changing for me. I mean, I'm going to always miss my kids. I'm going to always have them days where I'm just paralyzed. And whoever's with me is going to be able to have empathy and compassion, at some degree, but that's a hard one. That's a hard one for me. It's scary for me to put myself back out there, because the person that I'm with is going to have to be able to handle my scars, and I got multiple. I got a whole book of scars that you can read about, and I'm still here though, and God kept me and he chose me. So, to really be honest, whoever God sends me, it's going to be a great thing for him, because I know I'm a good girl inside and out. But it's scary. It could be scary for both sides. Cause so how do you comfort this person? I used to tell my ex, I was like, sometimes it's just, if you just gave me a hug, that might have just kind of took me out of there, took me out of that dark place. But when I was afraid to grieve in front of you, I began to hold all of that stuff in, and I had to go dump it out at the counselor's office. And, she used to always say, you need somebody that can understand and that can have patience. And I'm not all that crazy, but there are them days. There, the birthday, my son's birthday's coming up on December the 4th. And I don't always plan to feel bad, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. And but that's my journey, and I accept my journey now. I'm in a place where I want to learn how to love myself, because can't nobody else love you if you can't love yourself, and can't nobody else love you if they don't love themselves. So I do know those principles, but when do you really know? That's the questions that I'm asking myself, and I'll probably never. That's probably a question that can't be answered. Only God can probably speak that to me. And hi Hassan, hi Angela Brewer. But these are questions that I've been pondering this morning in my mind. Is I want to get to that place where I can know that I have forgiven. And the first person I probably need to forgive is me, my mother, because that's the root of all of the stuff that I've been through, that created that little girl that has been screaming for attention. You know, and there has been times that I've wrote on Facebook and I felt like, I don't want to cry today, God, but it's deep for me, where I was writing a post and I was screaming, like, can they hear me? And I felt like nobody heard me. Oh my God. It's crazy, but it's true. And, you know, I have a new sister girl in my life that I didn't hear from her for a few days. And the flesh me was like, did I do something? I immediately go there. You know, okay, here we go again. Another one bites the dust. So let me push them away. And it don't be nothing. It's like my mind, where my mind goes. And that's crazy. It's like, why wouldn't somebody like you? You know what I'm saying? But my mind goes there. And I need that root to be plucked out, because it's time out. It's time out for me to stop. It's time out for us, because I know I ain't the only one that feel like that. It's time out for us to stop feeling like that, you know? Because if you love yourself, why wouldn't somebody else love you? If you know you got a good heart, why wouldn't people love you? But it's that thing that talks in your brain, the devil. You know, this is the same as every other friendship you've had. And it's such a lie. It's such a lie from the pit of hell. You know, because she's sitting up there, girl, I told you I was whoop-de-whoop and whoop-de-whoop. And I'm like, I said, I'm sorry. I told her, I put my disclaimer up there. I was like, I don't know if this is what it is, but this is what I'm so used to. I don't want to feel like that no more. I don't want to feel like that. Shamanica, yeah, see, I know that I ain't the only one that feel like this. Wow. It's crazy. But you could be the most beautiful person in the world, but if you don't believe that in yourself, you know, like my son, he gets pissed off at me because he be saying, because I be tripping, like if people say, oh, you've helped me, you've encouraged me so much, and my son said, I always tell you that, mama, you don't see what everybody else can say. I've been telling you this, and it's like, but you got to be able to have that belief in yourself. Hi, Gina. And it's crazy. It's crazy the way that our minds think. It's crazy the way that we process things. But it all comes from being hurt. It all comes from being hurt. It all comes from being rejected. It all comes from being abandoned. And like I was saying this week, I'm ready to dig the root. I'm tired. I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of feeling displaced, like I don't fit in anywhere. I had such a great time on my birthday. And it was nice, clean fun. I didn't get all sloppy, you know, because I have a bad reputation of getting drunk and going hard on folks. But I made a conscious decision. I said, you know, I'm going to have a little drink, because I hadn't drank since December of last year. But I'm going to have a little drink, and you know. So my mom said, you did good, mama, because he the one that carried me in the house. But I didn't drink on purpose. I stopped drinking on purpose because I know myself, and I know that this round my grief was double when my daughter died. So I know if I started drinking, that was going to become a habit. That was going to become a problem because of the hurt and the pain. And I know I have an addictive personality, not spirit, personality. And I didn't want to, you know, put myself in that position to start drinking and all that stuff. And I know some folks, but I did it in other ways that hurt me. You know, I still hurt myself. I still made, you know, I'm going to say desperate, but what word am I looking for? I'm out, me and these words. God is restoring me, though, my mind, because it's just been quiet for so long. But making, what is the word that I'm looking for? You know, quick, easy decisions, just spontaneous, you know, get up and move. Out here with a man that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you get what you get when you just do stuff like that. And I have always been a person that will try. You know, I will try anything, you know, but that was the first time I ever did something like that. And, you know, people can judge me. I don't care because they don't walk in my shoes and they don't rock with the pain that I rock with, you know, but everything that I've been through has been a learning lesson for me. Um, it's helped me today to be able to even help somebody. Hi, Fanny. Love you. Hi, Damon. Um, it's helped me today to be able to speak my truth and not be ashamed of it, and possibly, you know, realizing I'm not the only one that 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 does this, you know. And I'm telling you, in relationships, I have done some stuff. I'm telling you. For those who read my book, I mean, talk about that Africa, that Nigerian. I was about to move. I shipped my stuff to UPS and everything. I'm telling you how. And the UPS people called me. They said, "You got to come get your stuff because it's a lot of it's a lot of crazy stuff going on and scams and stuff." So I was so embarrassed. Closed my daycare down, and one of my daycare parents is on here. I mean, just crazy, the crazy stuff I've done in my life that you will be embarrassed to say. You know, I wrote it all in my book though. But it's my truth, and God has saved me from myself, because hell, my stuff could have got shipped off, and then people that had no intentions of me ever getting out there and all of that stuff, and my stuff could have been gone, and God was like, no, let me here go my child. Here she go again, making these bipolar decisions. And thank God that He saved me from myself a whole bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I probably the biggest person that I need to learn to forgive, and maybe if I learn how to forgive me really down deep and really forgive myself, I can, you know, dig down there. But I just think my mother is the first one, because it all started with her, and I don't even blame my mother. I think my mother did the best that she could in her in her flesh. You know, she did the best that she could. I think that she loved me in her own way. But that little girl that's still up in there, she'd be like, you know, and I'll cry. Did my mother really? Because that's a big thing. That's a person in your life that you trust, that you want to become like you want to be them when you grow up. You know, all of that stuff. That's the first person. And when you don't have it from your mother, you know, and then you have and I got so many mamas and godmamas that I have passed through the years, and my God, none of them could be my mother. And, but they tried to fill the void that I had. You know, my biggest, the most important person to me, and we don't talk today, and I haven't called her either, but Adrian Cryer, you know, this woman, she was like a mother that didn't birth me, but she mothered me in so many ways, and she was like a bear. You know, she'd come for you if you mess with Stephanie, you know. And my god brother, my god sister, they accepted me as if they were theirs, and she helped me through, you know, both of my kids. She was there, you know, both of my kids when they were killed. You know, she was sitting in the front row with me, or right behind me, and my mother was probably sitting like 10 rows back, my mother, you know. But that used to hurt my mother, you know, when she knew that I had these, you know, mothers standing in her place. But I didn't understand how it could hurt her, but she didn't she didn't try to mother me. So, you know, God gives you what you need when you need it sometimes. And I love that lady. I mean, my son loves her. We've had a few of them that's came in our lives, but they have been the most impactful, and I really miss her. So today I probably need to call her because I haven't called her. And I'm sure that it's hard for people to talk to me. Hi, Nina. Um, After the loss of my second child, because it's like, I'm sure that hurts. I'm sure that hurts people. What do I say to her? What do I, it's another person that I love. She's a sister, you know, um, a Deidre Lee. We don't talk anymore. I don't know what that's about, but when my daughter died, I probably said things, I don't know. I needed passes on that time because I was devastated. I was numb. I was hurt. I had a death threat after all of that. After my baby's funeral. So I was not myself. And who could be? And to certain people that you love, that you expect, I don't know. It's a trip, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Okay, Gina. You another mother like me. So I guess this is just something that I guess this is something that we got to walk through, after losing our children. It's a trip because people don't get it. I was talking to my girl Carla last night, and, she just lost her son a few months ago. It haven't even been that long. And, I did a speaking engagement when I first came back at in Richmond at Kaiser with Miss D. And she was like, I felt like people didn't love my kids because I felt like everybody should still feel like I feel. And that's what we were talking about last night. She was like, I get mad sometimes, but that's our process. It's like a new way of living. You look at the world with different eyes and people. And I mean, it's hard because you're still there and people have moved on. And maybe they haven't moved on. I don't know. But the way we see it as in our grief, the way we see it in our grief is like everybody, I even asked my sister one day, I said, do you miss Brie and John? Do you ever cry? Because I'm like, how, because I know me and my son feel it all the time. No matter what we're going through, even if we're having good times, we think about them on a probably a daily basis, but I wonder that. I'm like, do they still feel the hurt that, but they probably won't because they didn't, nobody carried my children but me. And, my son grew up with his brother and his sister and it was just us, so I don't know, but it's a lot of questions. It's a lot of, provoking thoughts that come in my head, just about this whole thing and the way I look at life now and the way I look at people. Can you really trust? You know, can people really understand you? Because I know me growing up in life, I was misunderstood so much, because of my bluntness, because I speak my mind. I don't care. you know, I might cuss your ass out and then, I might even pray for you. Pastor Humphrey, he's like, this Pastor Humphrey right here, but you don't want to meet Gordon. I'm so much like him, it don't make no sense. But that's my personality. And that has been my personality, to always be raw and just speak my mind. And it's not always a good thing, because sometimes you can hurt people, not your intent, but because of your come across. Because everybody's not ready. Like this guy was telling me, he said, everybody ain't ready for what you doing, Stephanie. So everybody ain't gonna like what you doing right now. And I was like, you know what? But they can go to the next page. They ain't got to come over here like the dude who came on here and said, this is boring. Take your tail somewhere else. I had to go back and apologize though, because he pissed me off. But if this ain't for you, then it's not for you, and it's okay. I have to be okay in my skin, because ain't nobody walking in my shoes. Ain't nobody doing nothing. They can sit back and judge and talk. But I'm gonna go through my process, no matter how it looks. I like I said before, I did it. I did all of the. First, I started out empowering people, and then I started going through, deaths after deaths after deaths. So everybody has saw me go through my grief. They see me, in bad relationships, because that's how honest I am. And now, I'm getting up. And however it looks to be getting up, I'm getting up. That's why that thing that knocked me down last week, I refuse. I refuse to not go to my birthday party and not go have me some fun, because somebody else wants me to be miserable and doesn't want me to be happy. Because if they wanted me to be happy, they wouldn't have said the things they said to me. And that's okay. And that even gets a pass, because hurt people hurt people. But what you won't do is continue to do it to me, because I have that choice, who I allow in my environment, who I allow in my circle. So negativity ain't it right now for me. It ain't it. I was on YouTube. I was in them little, I started off YouTube watching other things, and then came across the Kenneka Jenkins case. And then I got obsessed with her case. And then, something began to wake up inside of me and say, what are you doing? You sitting here, and I was like looking at this family going through this, and looking at this mother out there protest. I was like, hell, should I have protested? Should I have did more when my kids died? I just sat up here in my grief and allowed my grief to damn near kill me. All of these thoughts going to my mind. I got to do something. I got to get up. I got to get up. So I said, okay. So I hit the Mike Lowry page, did an interview on his page. And I admired what he was doing, just the way that he told the story. And I said, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it in a different capacity. So I tried the YouTube thing, and I don't have nobody over there really. I had some women that had started watching and following me since they saw that interview, but I didn't really have an audience over there. So I said, you know what? I know I have people that love me on Facebook. Facebook got live. I'm going to go live. And then what I'll do after I finish my Facebook, I'll share it with the YouTubers, And so some of my girls over there, they like, we miss you. What's going on? We're not seeing you live. And it's like, I'm going to do it backwards. I'm doing it this way. And, until that changes over there, because that's a whole different messy world over there. Because I had hit up some rooms. They be in there cussing each other out. And I just can't do that, because I be giving you my address like, come on. I got so much stuff inside of me. I will kill you with my bare hands. So I said, let me get out of that mess, because that's messy. I don't do messy even on Facebook. So I'm not going to go over here to somewhere else and start doing it. So I said, let me go where my Facebook family is, and they can get I'll upload it after, so that's what I've been doing. And, one day if that grows or whatever, I'll do over there. But right now, this is where I'm doing my get up piece. And I think I feel honored to allow, everybody that saw me in that bad place to watch me get up, to watch me get up. Because we all fall down, is how we get up. And, I think I'm getting up pretty good. I've had a few down moments, but that's expected, and I'm allowing myself to have those. I'm allowing myself to, make mistakes, and but I'm getting up, and nothing's gonna stop me. So, this forgiveness thing I'm gonna process it. I'm gonna continue to talk about it, because I need to walk in forgiveness. Just like God forgave us. I hope this was good for you guys this morning. Like I said yesterday, I said back to the grind, because, that little knockdown had me kind of discouraged, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to take me backwards. So that's all that I really cared about that. Okay, you got to keep loving yourself. You got to keep getting up. I'm ready to go somewhere right now. They having Taco Tuesday somewhere in Oakland. And I'm like, I think I might go and you know, just to get out the house, you know, just to get out and be around people, you know. So, you know, this is your girl this morning. You know, I don't know. You know, I'm all over the place. I'm always all over the place because I got so many things going on in here and so many things I'm thinking about. And I'm going to get out of here, you guys. So I love you. I'll see you back in the morning or maybe this evening. Who knows? Love you guys.